In this video, we will be discussing about the losses in pipe. That is, if we have a pipe and the fluid is flowing through this pipe, then there will be energy loss, and that energy loss will be in terms of resistance that oppose the movement of fluid through this pipe. That may be due to the internal resistance, that is the viscosity of liquid and or of fluid, or the material roughness, that is the surface of the metal through which it is flowing, or the material through which the fluid is flowing, that may also resist the movement of the fluid through it. So such resistance is known as the frictional resistance and is classified as the major loss. And other losses that may be existing energy loss in pipe flow are called as the minor losses. The minor losses are basically due to the change in the direction of velocity or the magnitude of velocity of the flowing fluid. On the other hand, this frictional loss is basically due to resistance to flow. So now we will discuss the classification of energy loss in the pipe. So we have the total energy loss in the pipe as a function of frictional losses, and other is the changes in velocity. So we have the classification as major loss, that is due to friction or the resistance to flow, and is classified as the major loss. Major loss, the only major loss that occurs in the pipe flow is the frictional losses, is known as the frictional losses. Other, in case of minor losses, we have number of losses such as sudden expansion, sudden contraction, bend loss, and entrance loss. All these are special cases of we can say the entrance loss or exit loss are special cases of sudden expansion and sudden contraction. And these losses, all the minor losses, are basically based on the change in velocity. For example, in bend loss, what is velocity is a vector, and due to the change in the direction of velocity there will be a loss, energy loss. Then we discuss about the sudden expansion. So this is the case, pipe is having a smaller diameter and suddenly it is increased. So we have sudden expansion and energy loss will take place as the velocity will decrease. And then the case of sudden contraction, that is the diameter is suddenly reduced. In this case the velocity will increase, and again we will, as we know that the change in the magnitude or the direction of flow will cause a loss, and that loss will be only be a minor loss. So we will again experience loss. Similarly, we have this type of loss, that is entrance loss. If we have a pipe entering a big tank or a river, then at the junction there will be a loss, and that is known as the entrance loss, and is a special case of sudden expansion. So based on this, we can classify these losses, and obviously, over a large length, we can neglect the minor losses. Otherwise, we have to consider both the losses, that is major loss and minor loss, that are occurring when the flow is taking place through the fluids. And among the minor losses, the sudden expansion is the largest loss. This is because in the case of sudden expansion, eddies are formed which dissipate much more energy as compared to any other loss. So among the minor losses, we have the largest loss in terms of sudden expansion, and otherwise we have the major loss in terms of frictional loss. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe to the channel, like and share the video. In the next video, we will be discussing in detail about the frictional losses.